All right, Tim. Yeah, hope you are able to see the PowerPoint presentation. Please confirm.
Yes, I can able to see it.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay. So, all right, guys. Okay. So, this is the session. I think so 1 week before also we took the same session. The same guys joined here. I think you can ignore. To be frank, the same discussion I'll make one more time on the demo part. I mean, what exactly we are planning to cover, what is our objective, what is our scope. So those things I will explain now. And from Tuesday onwards, not Monday, Tuesday onwards, we can continue our batch as it is. Okay. So that's exactly the plan here. Okay. And if you have any questions, you can ask me now. Otherwise, we can just go through the presentation. Uh,
Dinesh, could you please share the content, whatever you are
Yep.
described now itself? Could you please
Yep.
share it here?
I
Here
don't know whether I
either
can
in
upload
chat.
the content. Got it. Got it. I don't know whether I can upload the content in this chart. I don't think so. I have the access also.
Can you
Maybe.
ask to organizer? They can upload that.
Uh,
Otherwise, they can
yeah,
provide the details to our WhatsApp so that it will be good.
definitely. Definitely. I believe
Okay.
right after this one, you will get the syllabus. Okay. You can take a look on
Okay.
that. Yeah. No
Okay.
worries.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Any other question, team? All right. Oh, someone is asking Arjun. Yeah. Uh, okay. Arjun asked a very good question. Is there any prerequisite course to join this one? Technically, you no need to understand anything if you are completely from testing background also. I can make sure you understand things really well on this project. Okay. So you don't worry on that. And because we are going to cover each and everything, which is really required to survive in the industry as a DevSecOps engineer or DevSecOps architect, whatever the name you are, cloud engineer, all these roles definitely you can pick it up. Okay, so no doubt in that. It's
Uh,
it's not only Azure DevOps, Roshan. Roshan, it's not only Azure DevOps. Earlier, I used it to cover only Azure DevOps. I think my batch as well. Now, what exactly I did, because when you go for new interviews or any job descriptions, sometimes they're asking whether you know AWS, whether you know GCP, because their client is using GCP. That's why they're asking you whether you know. But the point is, you know Azure, but you don't know GCP, you don't know AWS, right? I want to fill the gap actually. So, meaning that I'm going to touch all three clouds. I'm going to implement projects in all three clouds so that you guys will get a complete view how project works, how deployment works, and what kind of automations exactly we need to simulate in real time. Okay, this is my goal here, especially. Okay, I'm experienced in DevOps. I wanted to explore some real life project and advanced concept of DevOps. Okay, maybe you can understand by seeing the syllabus, Namesh. If you think, I think if we are going advanced, of course you can comfortably join. Or if you think that what things already you know, I think that's your call. Yeah, okay. I think you'll understand after the syllabus. DevSecOps and cloud security are they both same, Dinesh? Okay. Yeah, cloud security is is part of your security, especially in DevOps. The cloud security, I can say it's one of the part. Okay, and you should have an idea on cloud security as well, because nowadays JDs are throwing with cloud security, so they're asking whether you know any cloud security or not. Yeah, I'll bring a tool for that cloud security and I'll teach you. I want to know Azure DevOps. This covers Azure DevOps also, Biswajit. Okay, all topics in DevOps. All topics in DevOps. What does it mean, Ibrahim? Maybe let me present my presentation. Okay, then you can ask if you think something is missed. Come, definitely I will add that one. Okay. Maybe let me cover first, guys. Okay. Then you can raise your questions. You can think whether we are matching the market or not. You will understand. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Hope you are able to see the presentation. I believe. Okay. So, especially, what is my objective here is I want to make sure you guys are able to handle the multi-cloud projects. So, meaning that not only Azure DevOps, AWS DevOps, and GCP DevOps. If someone is asking they want to host an application in GCP DevOps, they're asking you to use only GCP DevOps. No, they're asking only Jenkins. They're asking only use Azure DevOps. They're asking only use AWS DevOps. But doesn't matter for you because you are going to learn all these four: Azure DevOps, AWS DevOps, GCP DevOps, Jenkins. Okay, I'm going to cover that. So that most probably we are covering 90% of the DevOps models. So you will not be worried at all when you go for a new company or new projects. That's the first goal. The second goal here is, as part of the DevOps process, security is also very important. Okay, security is also very important. So that is where exactly it just pushed me to add some security, especially of a DevOps process. I'll simulate the security process as part of the DevOps model. And I will teach you how exactly you need to think about the case, how you need to report to the developer, and what exactly the thing you need to consider it's really a vulnerability. Those things you will understand. Coming to the automation, this automation is mainly covers Ansible and Terraform in detail. In detail, I will not only discuss about the basic things, a playbook or simple Apache server, not these kind of things. I will take one project. I'll make sure you guys are able to deploy that particular project by using Ansible, by using Terraform infrastructure codes, real-time pipelines, and real-time project frameworks. So those are all the exactly the goal here. The not the basic discussions and all. Not only those things, and also additionally, you are going to see the frameworks, pipelines, which are really needed for you. All right. So those three are the exactly the scope which I prepared this particular syllabus, and you will understand one by one. Especially whenever you are dealing with any of the cloud environments, common thing is the networking is the common thing which you should have a strong idea on this. If you don't have a proper idea on the networking, I'll give you time at the last, guys. Don't worry. Okay, you can raise your questions. I'll give enough time for you. Okay, let me complete what exactly I'm just thinking. Then you can raise your question because you don't know what I'm planning, right? That's why. The cloud networking is the key thing, guys. Okay, if you understand, because if you understand Azure DevOps, especially sorry in Azure Cloud, if you understand the virtual network, that doesn't mean that you will be strong in AWS, because AWS VPC is little different. But the concept is same. But you need to attach internet gateways, NAT gateways, and security groups, route tables, that handle your job in AWS, but not in Azure. If you only learn Azure, you will face difficulty in AWS. And if you only learn AWS, but GCP network is virtual network, virtual private cloud is little easy only. You don't need to learn. But comparatively, the AWS VPC is little different comparatively with Azure and GCP. That's why I'm planning to cover all three networks, how you plan your architecture, and how you divide your network in virtual private cloud or virtual network into the subnets, how you need to attach NAT, internet gateways, and how you need to deploy all your services, where exactly you need to deploy, how securely you need to deploy these things, and all that security tips also. I placed the detailed content in the further slides. You can see what exactly this covers. And the common services and the task. For example, so these are the cloud networking services. I took almost all the things which are really required for your real-time system. Okay. All those things I took it already. Okay. So I believe I placed each and everything what exactly you require in real-time to simulate a project or to deliver a project for the customer. I haven't missed anything. If still something is being missed out, I believe we can take that one as an add-on, some bonus lectures. Okay, not an issue for me. Yeah, that's because you should understand how much syllabus is there here. Then you can add what are the things you're thinking. Especially the common services and the tasks. These are the things commonly virtual machines provisioning, and what are the different types of virtual machines, disk images, and how availability and the load balancers, availability sets, and especially these kind of the Linux and the Windows VM, importance of jump hosts, how you will use the jump host to connect to the databases, firewall rules, and how exact you can set up these particular firewall rules on the security groups inbound and outbound. This is a common basic thing which you must require, must require, because in real time, if you think okay your backend service is not able to connect to the database, then immediately you will be worried, you don't know what to do, right? That's where this knowledge will be helpful for you. How this particular backend service Spring Boot is unable to connect, what error you are getting, are you getting a communication link failure, Are you getting some unknown host exception? Are you getting the port is already in use? Based upon that one, you will go down and narrow down that particular issue and you'll fix it. So such kind of basic and common things are really needed for you to just troubleshoot your issues in real time. Okay, that's why I added this one. Especially the cloud storage services. These are all the storage services. These are very easy, and also if you don't learn, also nothing will happen. But the thing is, why I just pulled this particular thing here, especially when we are dealing with the Kubernetes today, all the data, whatever the data, if you want to keep, especially your project data, I mean database data and all, they are trying to keep in some external storage. That could be database, that could be storage account, that could be some cloud storage, that could be S3 bucket, can be anything, right? And that's where that will call as a mounting. That could be file mounting or blob mounting, whatever it is. So to understand the persistent volumes and persistent volume climbs in Kubernetes, you should have an idea on storage accounts. That is why I pulled this one also to just make you comfortable, especially in the persistent volumes of the Kubernetes. I added these concepts also, and we will mount that particular project into the storage account, and you can see that. Okay. And next important thing, Docker common concept. Generally, before going for the Kubernetes and all, first you should have some basics in Docker. What is containerization? Why we are going for containerization, and what are the basic Docker commands, and how exactly you can make use of the Docker commands, how you can create an image or a container in detached mode, and how you can create a custom images, and how you can push an image to Docker Hub. This is basic thing, right? These are the basic thing. First, you will go through these Docker concepts, followed by same Docker projects you are going to simulate for multi-cloud. So same concept will be same. Why I'm dealing in this way, I'll give you the scenario for you. And in your real time, what exactly the thing will happen, let me explain. So especially if your team or your DevOps team is not too expertized in Kubernetes, they will ask you to deploy in these containerized hosting environments. Those are App Service in Azure, ECS especially in AWS, and App Engine especially in the GCP. These are the container hosting environments, which you may need to think about this case also. If you don't have the Kubernetes skill in your team, okay, then they will ask you immediately deploy into these areas. So you should understand how we can deploy in these areas also. That is why exactly I bring two project for each cloud. So Java application connecting to the database, which is really important, and React application, how exactly you can deploy front-end application. The same simulation I did for other clouds as well. These simulation I'm going to do by using corresponding cloud DevOps. Azure DevOps I will use. AWS DevOps I will use. GCP DevOps I will use. That's where you will get an idea completely how DevOps and how project deployment works. So front end, back end, and database, three components are completely covered here. So this definitely will give an idea for you. If your company customer is asking, hey, can you please deploy an application into the cloud environment? I don't want to see that one in the Kubernetes because you guys are not too expert in the Kubernetes. You just deploy that one as a container. That's fine. You can simply make use of this particular technique and you can deploy. But in your project, they think, oh no, Kubernetes, everyone is going to the Kubernetes. We want to deploy our application also into the Kubernetes. That's where the Kubernetes detailed discussions are. We are going to discuss the Kubernetes in detail. We will not miss anything. Each and everything we will cover, including CKA, CKS certifications as well. CKA, CKS, okay? And if you see this particular part, if you see each and everything I placed here, I believe I don't miss anything, especially including bill of materials also I added. So how to prepare a bill of material when a customer asks, customer can ask you a simple question, hey, customer means client team. Okay, hey, can you please give an estimation for our project which you are planning to deploy into the cloud environment? That's where exactly you need to prepare a bomb. Bill of material, you need to prepare and you need to share with them. If they're okay, then comfortably you can deploy. That is what you should have a skill, how exactly you can prepare this one. While preparing the bomb, you should consider high availability, the backups, all these things, and also disaster recovery planning. All these things you need to keep in your mind and you need to prepare the bomb. Okay. You should not miss those things. If you miss those things, obviously you will quote very less estimation. A later client will ask you why you quoted very less, but we are getting bill as too high. You should cover this gap actually. Okay, you don't need to give the accurate number, but you should estimate a nearby. So that's the thing here. And different types of services, class type in notebook, load balancer, these are the common thing most of the people knows already, but still don't worry, I'll explain these things detail. Okay, and how you can create a deployment, how you can install a kubectl, how exactly you can connect to the cluster. I'm doing these things by using Kubernetes cluster, AKS, Azure Kubernetes, because I divided the Kubernetes concepts for EKS and GCP as well, GKE as well. I splitted the concept for other Kubernetes as well, so that you can have an understanding on how to connect to other Kubernetes clusters and how to work with other Kubernetes clusters. And security process and difference between public and private clusters very important. Just going further, and still few important things here: how to deploy to multiple clusters using the same VM. How you can control this one? I'm asking just the same VM, not a Argo CD or not a Helm chart deployment here at this level. Next one, how exactly private DNS zones are really impacting in the Azure cloud, how we need to think about VNet linking, VNet peering, these kind of virtual networking concepts I will discuss with you in detail. This is exactly the thing which help you to understand more on the networking part with respect to the Kubernetes team. And so how to create a service, how to create a secrets and accessing the secrets by using deployment, how you're accessing and setting up the resources. Most probably, I'm trying to cover each and every resource in the Kubernetes so that you will get a solid idea, understanding of the replica set and external load balancer versus internal load balancer. And what exactly the drawbacks of the services, why we are going for ingress, and why we need to understand about application gateway ingress controller and path and host mapping techniques and security application gateway. This is completely a real-time project, which I'm going to discuss in detail. This project will give you a solid idea. This project will give you how to answer in real time for your interviews and how to set their projects also in the same way. Let me show you. Sorry, let me show you that architecture also. So this is the architecture, guys. If you take a look on this architecture, I'm going to cover a few things. I'm going to cover front door, API management, application gateway ingress controller, followed by the service, and service is connecting to the message queuing system connected to the internal load balancer is connecting to the destination services, and followed by, along with that, you are connecting to a database as well, right? I placed an ETL also, which is a cron job, which I'm going to run as a Kubernetes cron job, which will pull the database. I cannot simulate SAP HANA. Maybe I will take some database because we don't have the source. I will take one database, will pull the data and will push that particular data to the fabric client and that this particular database. So something like that. This is one type of architecture, number one. Architecture number two. See, not you no need to use every time this combination. You can use nginx controller, which is open source, followed by the application gateway on top of it to provide the more security. And you can allow this one for the public directed. This is architecture number two. I'm going one more slide above. And also I placed a few more things here, which is log analytics workspace to cover your logging and monitoring by using Azure Monitor, which you are going to monitor your containers as well. And storage account, which you are going to, I'll keep bring one scenario for the storage account, maybe for ETL pushing the logs to storage account, or your API layer or the fabric client. These are all the services name which I've just placed. Now these things are writing logs to storage account and by using vector by Datadog. That one also I'm going to use. And ultimately, I'm going to use Veliro. Veliro is a Kubernetes backup technique. Okay. Most of the crowd doesn't know about this, but we are going to use Veliro backup technique, which will help us if something happens to this cluster. Still, you can use Veliro to just restore back that one to another cluster. So that's exactly the technique. Here in this diagram itself, two architectures are there. I don't know whether you guys are sensed it or not. Two architectures are sitting here. I'm just going one more slide above. These are the components are being covered as part of this end-to-end architecture. It's a real-time project. Okay, it's a real-time complete project, end-to-end architecture. One step above. This is the project which I'm going to simulate for you again by using the DevOps. Okay, which I mentioned earlier. One of the Spring Boot database project which I'll deploy. Right. This is the connection exactly I'm going to use. But I placed this architecture in this way because I want to cover the concept here. Most concept. VNet integration, VNet pairing, VNet linking, and how exactly this region to region communication is happening. Your service is sitting here, your database is sitting here, how you are making a connection between these two, and how you are allowing the public traffic, Is there any friendo? What exactly the techniques you are using, standard or premium? These models we are going to discuss along with your DevOps process. Total 3 projects I discussed just now. This is the basic fourth one. Okay, this is the first one which usually we will touch, but I'm just discussing here as the fourth one. Okay, we just came to complex to simple. Okay, this is a very simple one. You are going to deploy your project again by using the DevOps only, but it is not so direct. You are going to use the DevOps agent, and by using the agent, you are going to deploy into the app services, and how you are maintaining the high availability, how you are planning for the disaster recovery, how you are taking the logs, how exactly you are connecting to the database. All these things I'm going to simulate here. Right. Total 4 projects exactly I just showed you as part of your Azure cloud, right? Azure, these are more than enough for you to survive in the market. More than enough. You can keep confidently 4 to 5 years of experience. You worked in the Azure cloud, that sort of knowledge you are going to get. Okay? There is no doubt in that. Okay. No doubt in that. I'm challenging on this as well. Okay. All right. I'm just going further. This is some DevSecOps model in the Azure cloud, which I'm going to show you. Especially, I'm going to cover SaaS, DAST. Even I have not placed few things especially here. Not only SaaS, even DAST also, and also maybe I can show that particular part as part of your Jenkins. Okay, Jenkins also I'm going to cover. And infrastructure code as security. This particular IAC security tool also I'm just thinking to bring any one of the tool. So far I'm just still narrow down the tool, okay, for the implementation. I'm in progress with this one, okay. But that's because this is somehow I feel it's not easily doable, but which we need to integrate, because I just want to cover all the security aspects, okay. No, I not only cover SaaS, TAST, and SCA in secret detection, which doesn't make sense for me, right? So I want to cover as much as possible as part of the security, especially when the PR, pull request triggered by the developer, all these phases will go through. If everything go through, then only build process will be triggered. Otherwise, a bug will be created and that one will be assigned to the engineer. So that's exactly the plan I'm thinking to keep this one. And just two tools are still pending as part of this particular thing. IAC, I'm not promising at this moment for the IAC security and the cloud security as well. These two things are in progress with implementation with me, but rest all SaaS, DAS, container security, Kubernetes hardening, SCA, secret detection, everything is in place already. Okay, everything is in place. But IAC and the cloud security is things which are under implementation with me, because I have the licensed tools, but if I demo the licensed tools, you cannot make use in real time. I need to use some open source, which you can do it on your own as well. That only solves your case. Okay. That's a gap exactly I'm feeling, guys. All right. Now I'm going for the GCP and I'll give you the time at the last. Don't worry. Just take the question. I'll give you the time. Don't worry. Whatever the GCP end-to-end project you're seeing here, guys, whatever the architecture I just showed here, right? Some architecture, this architecture. I'm going to simulate the same architecture in GCP here. Same architecture. That is what exactly our goal. If you could do this, the goal and how you can answer an interview also. Hey, interviewer, we have a multi-tenant project where my customer is some customers are asking to keep architecture in Azure. Some customers are asking to keep their architecture in cloud, GCP. Some customers are asking to keep the architecture in the AWS. That's where I got a multi-tenant exposure. I'm well versed with the multi-tenant thing, and I can deal the multi-tenant very confidently. That's where exactly our client also demanded, and my skills are also showing the same. You can answer in this way to the interviewer team. That's exactly the thing. I simulated the same project. Okay, same project. This one. Go further. If you see this model, this is one of the DevOps model. So far, you have seen one DevOps model, which is just a repository, build pipeline, release pipeline. But this is the model which comes with Argo CD. My Argo CD, this is what Argo CD, especially what you're seeing on the screen. Yeah, this is Argo CD. This is your DevOps repository for DevOps engineers. This repository is for the developers. You allowed one repository because you isolated your activity. You're not you both guys not working on the same repo. This is one model, guys. This is one model where developers are checking their code. Cloud build is building the process. It is pushing an image, and when it is building the process, it is writing that particular image to the GitOps repositories as well. When Argo CD sends there is a change happened on the repository, immediately it deploy that particular change in the dart, change in the SID, change in the pre-prod, change in the prod. That's exactly the model exactly I'm just bringing here. This is not only a simple manifest with the Helm charts. That's an interesting one. Okay. Argo CD with Helm chart. See, guys, I'm not writing title with the Helm chart, the concepts which are going to cover under Helm chart. The thing is, because I don't want to show you some 50 or 60 slides. I just want to make the scope is very simple for you so that the Helm chart, if I place Helm chart here, I'm going to convert your project into the Helm chart. I'm going to show you how to deploy that Helm chart by using Argo CD. That is what exactly the goal here. Okay. You should understand that. Right. I'm just going further. And this is the project exactly I'm going to simulate in your GCP because GCP already has a project here. Okay. If you can sense it here, if you have sensed it, I already mentioned two projects in the GCP already. One, two, right? And followed by this is the main project which I'm going to cover as part of the GCP. This is a main project, okay, which you are going to see. A total three been here already. The next important thing, EKS. EKS is the one. I'm going to split some other concept with EKS also, as I mentioned earlier. If you see this one, EKS, we should think a little different as well because see PVCs and all I have not covered out there, which I'm covering here, and also how exactly you can think about liveness probe, readiness probe in the Kubernetes and init containers, and you can classic network application load balancers and ELB ingress implementation route 53 and SSL, how exactly you can make sure, and the path and host base in EKS also I will show you. And finally, I'm going to show the code commit, code build, code deploy. Anyway, I planned for this DevOps. This is a common DevOps process. Okay, these are the DevOps services which been offered by the AWS. And further, the AWS extend to just understand how exactly the logging process is happening and how you are going to make the canary approach and the blue-green approach. And the next one is the CloudWatch, how you can use the CloudWatch, and finally, Kiali with Istio and Kubernetes. This is the additional thing which I'm adding. Some cases which you may get questions, do you know Istio or not? That's why I added this area also, which I'm going to simulate this one, how exactly you can make use the Kiali with Istio and the Kubernetes. And EKS end-to-end project. And these are the components are being covered in the end-to-end project of the EKS. This is what your architecture. Same architecture which I simulated in Azure, which I simulated in the GCP, which I'm going to simulate in AWS as well. So I'm going to cover the message queuing system, which is a Kafka MSK, AWS MSK. That's exactly the new thing which you can think about. Rest all you can understand Route 53, API Gateway, Classic, Network Load Balancer. I will simulate everything. Classic, Network Load Balancer, and Application Load Balancer. Three load balancers I will show you. Okay? Because Classic is not the best one, which you should do always. You should use Application Load Balancer, which is N7 always. So, and you are going to cover the middle one, the fabric is getting connected with this particular part. Okay. ETL already covered in Azure Cloud. That's why I'm not covering here. Okay. Because it's a repetition. I feel. All right. Just going ahead. I'm going to cover one more project with ECS because ECS is little different, right? In AWS Cloud, some cases they may ask you to hey deploy a project with ECS as well. Not only EKS, do with ECS. So you should understand how you can make sure the ECS deployment. That's where exactly I bring one more architecture for you, where you can go through this particular part and how you can make sure this is where exactly you should understand on the networking concept. This is ECS deployment. Next one is the S3 bucket deployment, which I took consider one more thing. So where you are going to deploy specifically a static website in the S3 bucket, how you are going to making sure that one with the AWS DevOps, and how you can go there, how you can make use of the CloudFront, and how you can make use of AWS ACM and the WAF, how you are going to provide that particular URL to the end user. This part also I'm going to cover in AWS. Right. Just proceed further. The interesting one. This is what Jenkins, which I added intentionally because some cases you are being asked in the interviews also whether you know Jenkins or not. Because you know Azure, AWS, GCP and all, but you don't know Jenkins. That's a problem actually. So you should have an idea on this. That's where I took the repository from Azure repository. You will pull the repository code into the Jenkins, Git leaks, SonarQube, dependency check, OS of dependency check in the 3V, and along with it you are going to use a JFrog. That's where exactly the integrations are sitting here. and the container is you'll push this image. Finally, this image you are going to deploy in the VM, this image you are going to deploy in the AKS, this image you are going to deploy in the ECS from Jenkins. That integration I'm going to show. All right, the next interesting one, you have seen Jenkins is deploying to different cloud environments, right? Even I will try to add GCP as well. Okay, I'm interested to add GCP also. I'm doing one in progress item with the GCP deployment also. If that works out during this process, I will add that one also for you. Okay, don't worry. So that you will get an idea how this works. If some other point after someone says, hey, I want to use DevOps Jenkins, but you should deploy to AWS GCP. Okay, we know that already. Confidently you can say. Next one. Interesting one. Instead of Jenkins, I placed Argo CD, where your Argo CD should deploy to AKS, Argo CD should deploy to the EKS, Argo CD should deploy to the GK. And this is what the API hosting environment, which is APZ, this is API gateway, this is API management, and how the end users are accessing your APIs. That's what exactly Argo CD is managing multi-cloud clusters, which I brought this one also. This is ultimate thing for you. This is ultimate thing for you, which you should understand this one really well. Okay. After that, going to the Terraform thing. The Terraform thing, if you see the concepts here, team, this one will not look like a regular one. Can you please see this? Okay. Terraform importance in real time. Terraform set up with the Azure Cloud, which I'm going to simulate with one cloud team, which I'm taking as Azure Cloud. And VM provisioning and attaching the disk to the VM, how you can do this one by using Terraform. And what exactly the module importance in real time by taking an example of Azure FlexDB. So what exactly the module importance in real time? Why we need modules in Terraform? Important thing is framework and pipeline. This is really needed for you in real time to just import this pipeline and execute in a company. That's all. How module framework discussions exist, how module dependency you need to make sure, how variables works in the Terraform, and Terraform pipeline implementation, what are the advantages and the plan. So those exactly the part I think which you are going to say as part of the framework and the pipelines. Another confusing area in Terraform is how you can use dynamic block. Especially I'm going to simulate with examples like list of objects and the map of objects. How you can use these kind of different types of objects in real time. What exactly the use case here? And Azure modules. By keeping Azure modules in a separate repo, also still you can execute your Terraform pipelines. How to achieve this one? And I'm going to simulate a React.js deployment. I'm going to use count, custom data, and the provisioners techniques. And I'm going to deploy a React.js project by using this particular thing in the multiple VMs by using the remote executors, exactly the provisions. And how you can invoke a bash script, how you can invoke a file and how you can use local exec file and remote exec, and how you can use count parameter. These are all the things, detailed hands-on. And additional concept, which is a null resource and the for each, how you can use these two also with examples. Yeah, I don't want to keep each and every title here. That's why I took the real-time use cases and I'll explain each and every line here with one hands-on example. Okay, interesting one, Ansible. If you see Ansible intro and importance, especially how you can integrate Ansible with the Terraform. Why after integrating, how you can apply ad hoc commands, how you can write the playbooks, how you can import the playbooks, how you can keep the conditions inside the playbooks, and how you can prepare a custom roles. If you want to create a custom role, how you can do that with the help of the playbook. And if you see the next important thing, how you can control the cost of your particular cloud environment by using Ansible, how you can control that, what exactly the automation technique. Ultimate one, Ansible framework and the pipeline. This is what just import in your real time, just execute it. And the example of Ansible pull, how you can integrate Ansible with the Helm chart along with the Flux CD. This is similar to Argo CD. These are all the things which you are going to simulate, right? And that's all especially which I'm planning to cover as part of this particular syllabus. Okay, hope I have covered all market trending things. That's my goal actually. If you think some other things are also still there which we need to cover, just feel free to let me know now. We'll try to add that one as part of our syllabus too. Questions? Now it's your call.
Sir, Amit here.
One second, wait. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir. Amit
Yes.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, actually, could you let me know the duration of this course?
This one, okay, is very good question, Amit. I think this particular thing will take 2 to 2.5 months, team. 2 to 2.5 months. 2 to 2.5 months. Easily it will comes around 50 sessions. 50. Okay.
So if we go for the only the one single DevOps with a single cloud, it takes also means if we will cover the mandatory tools as well in the detail, then it will take a 3 to 4 months at least. So how is it possible to you cover these all three clouds along with these all tools and according to that projects this much?
Okay. So, Amit, okay, that point actually I already mentioned. I'm going to touch the concepts which are really needed for you to implement a project in the cloud environment. Okay. We don't want to discuss all other unnecessary things. That's why I avoid intentionally those things. I just kept which are potential areas and the potential concepts which you should understand to just survive or to just implement a project in your company or for the customer. That's where exactly, if you notice the syllabus, guys, I have
आगे ज्यादा से
Naeem, can you please be unmute? Yeah. Yeah, if you notice the syllabus also, guys, I took the projects accordingly, right? I never mentioned like I will continue with the concept discussions for days. We'll discuss the concept, we will jump into the project, and we will simulate the project, and you will get a solid understanding how exactly Azure project, AWS project, GCP project works. And the same thing which you are going to do in your real time also, there is no change at all. Yeah.
Yes, okay. So means like if the person who have never do the cloud knowledge, any cloud course and DevOps, how soon he can be understand these all concept in this? My question means is this because whatever the topics I have seen this, even I have tried to do the myself to the only the develop AWS I have started and the tools slowing on speaking that I was confused to how sequentially I can be learn and that things. So that's why my main challenge in my mind it's going
Okay.
on.
Okay, guys. Okay, I want to clarify one thing. Okay. Mm,
And
okay. So
in the interview as well, the lot of questions which is not relevant to the if I will mention my skills like suppose uh, the my colleague friends who has given the interview and they told that only I have a this tools I have a knowledge. They ask the much more things which is not in the even resume and all the things that concept as well which is not related to those projects which they have done in the past and in the resume. So that thing I was asking because at the real time they give the any task which is not relevant to your or in the interview as
Amit, Amit. So what exactly your problem here, Amit? Okay. So what I just want to understand one thing. Is your problem is in interviews they're asking the different things what you learned? Is that your problem? Or second thing, I already answered how I can cover this particular part within the 2.5 month period. Okay. Trust me, guys. I have a solid experience in real time as well as in training the candidates. Okay. Our delivery will be very focused. It is not like a very slow pitch. It will be under the medium. Definitely, you guys can catch that. With that confidence only, I prepared the syllabus. I can simply add Azure DevOps. I can continue. To be frank, I'm telling you guys, I can add Azure DevOps. I can continue. That's where usually, I think earlier batches also I did. But trend changed. Job descriptions are changed. Now your JDs are little bit different. It's not like only Azure. Things will not work out. only AWS. Things will not work out. If you have the project implementation experience across the cloud by using the trendy techniques called Argo CD, Helm chart, and the Jenkins, you can solve your case. You can solve your case. This is what exactly I prepared this particular program. Okay. Amit, if you still have questions, you connect with the institute. They will connect you with me. Okay. Maybe we can discuss. Okay. Let's give a chance to others. Others, please. Yeah.
Hey, Ganesh, Ibrahim here.
Yes, Ibrahim.
Yeah, I'm from software development background with little knowledge to DevOps and cloud. So is this course enough for me to get a grasp of everything, or do I need to learn something before joining this course?
No, okay. Yeah, okay. So I think the same Ibrahim question applicable for most of the guys here. Okay. Maybe you also have the same question in your mind. You no need to prepare anything. If you are completely from QA background also, you just tell me after listening some 10 sessions or 15 sessions, you just give me the feedback whether you are able to understand the concepts, able to implement this one in your cloud environment or not. That is the only confidence I have. Anyone can attend this particular part. The advantage with this one is I'm telling here, whatever the cloud, for example, let's take a networking. When I discuss networking in Azure cloud, same networking I will discuss in AWS also, same networking I will discuss in GCP also. You are listening the concept actually three times. Actually. Same concept you are listening three times. That is actually my confidence. Definitely you will understand that one easily. Three times you will listen that. Concept is same, but terminology will be little different. That's the only the difference case here. What exactly I thought, once anyone can learn one particular cloud environment with DevOps, learning other cloud and DevOps is very easy, very easy. That is why I pulled other two clouds also to make you comfortable when you're going for interviews. That's why I mentioned you also. If interviewer asks, how come you have an exposure on three clouds? Because that's a client demand. The customer is asking to have the architecture in all three clouds. Some customers are asking to keep in Azure, some customers in AWS, some customers on GCP. That's where we got an exposure across three clouds. So that is the thing exactly I just planned for you guys also to answer in the interviews. If you get some such questions, actually, you can answer in that way. Or you can answer in another way also. Initially, we started with Azure AWS. Slowly, we got to know that GCP is offering more discount for us. That's where we migrated our architectures to another cloud called GCP. In that way, I got a complete exposure on all three clouds. You can say this one also. But to answer Ibrahim question and to answer others as well, it is comfortably easy to learn. Easy, guys. This is easy, okay? Don't see this is a very complex thing. This is very easy. Oh, that is the only confidence I have. I don't know how exactly I'm just making sure you guys are getting confidence on this syllabus, but the DevOps is easy. Just trust me, this is easy. Okay, you no need to worry at all. Because also the coming to the programming language Amit is mentioning, for especially any programming language teaching for the Terraform and Ansible. No need a separate programming language for the Terraform and Ansible. Which you are going to learn the HashiCorp language for the Terraform, which is very easy. That is very easy than C language. And Ansible, that is a scripting language which I'm going to teach you from zero to hero for you. Your Terraform and the Ansible is from zero to hero team. Okay, you don't worry on that. It is, I'm not expecting you guys or already have some sort of understanding on the cloud. I'm not expecting you guys already have some automation knowledge. I'm not at all expecting anything from you. I'm just expecting you guys are just graduates, expecting you guys just know how IT industry works, just expecting you guys how exactly you need to behave when you go for a company. That's all. If you have this kind of idea how to behave in the industry, how to behave in a project once you're onboarded, those are enough for me. I'm not expecting any technical skills specially from you guys. Okay? I'm not at all expecting. You just stay with me and understand the concept and think about your case, whether you are really understandable or not. But very easy, guys. Yeah. That's the thing I can tell Abraham at this moment. Yeah.
A follow-up question. So, are you going to cover the basics of DevOps, including CI/CD staging, continuous monitoring, and
Yeah,
also
yes.
Grafana?
Yeah, Prometheus, Grafana, and Azure Log Analytics Workspace, the CloudWatch, which is the Cloud Trail, and along with that ELK. These are all observability stack actually. Okay, observability stack
Mhm,
we can put these things as. And actually, this observability stack I will simulate for you definitely for your Kubernetes project without
mhm,
any doubt. Okay, I'm going to show you, but I cannot promise on any other tools such as Splunk, or if you have some other in your mind, any other, I
mhm.
cannot promise on that. But ELK, Azure Log Workspace, Vector by Datadog, Prometheus Grafana. Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
No worries, yeah.
Hi,
Because
Dinesh.
without those things, you guys will face an issue in real time. Yeah, that's why I'm covering that. Yeah. Yes, yes, someone is asking a question. Arjun? Is it Arjun?
Yeah. Hey, Dinesh.
Yep. Yeah.
Uh, Dinesh, any programming language required for Terraform as well as Ansible? Because I'm not
No,
from coding background, so.
no, not at all. Not at all required. Amit. Not at all. Not at all required. So well, that's what I've just mentioned for Terraform and the Ansible, these two automation languages. You just need a HashiCorp language, which I'll teach you from zero to hero, and Ansible, which you need a scripting, which I'll teach from zero to hero. Okay. I see.
Okay.
I might have placed less number of concept on your slide. That doesn't mean that it's a single line. Just don't think like a casual person here. Okay. What are the line
Because
I placed over there? Yeah, sorry.
because as per the syllabus what you showed just in this, right, it is not, I thought it's an overview, but I just to cross verify with you, like it's a like in depth or just only just you have to go with that and just one you will be teaching the concepts we thought in, no, sorry, I thought in that way.
No, not at all, guys. Okay, so guys, I believe. Let me take one example. If you hope you're able to see my screen, right? If you take Ansible example, I'm just simply telling. Do you guys know how many hours usually we'll spend on this? I'm just giving a view. We are going to spend, especially to cover these concepts, I'm going to spend 10 hours. 10 hours I'm going to spend on this. So 10 hours of Ansible discussion is not a joke, I feel. Okay. It's like literally 10 hours of discussion. And I covered these things on a level, on a different level. I don't want to keep small things saying that Ansible introduction, Ansible knowledge, Ansible definition, Ansible. I don't want to keep such kind of lines here. That's why I took concept little advanced. Ansible Terraform integration. Most of the crowd doesn't know this. And Ansible pull, how exactly this works. Ansible Helm chart. Most of the crowd doesn't know this. Ansible Flag CD, zero, zero understanding in the market, I feel. Ansible import playbooks, Ansible custom roles, maybe 30-20% only knows in the market. Ansible cost optimization, maybe some 20-30%. Ansible framework pipeline, it's a direct discussion, and you will import in your real time and you will execute. It's completely a simple work for you. So this is the style of syllabus which I prepared, guys. Okay. With this, definitely you can track your interviews, you can say, and you can get the knowledge. Definitely whoever is asking the question, you can elaborate the discussion. Definitely you will not cut short the discussion. If you ask something like Ansible pull, do you know? Yes, I know Ansible pull. I have an example also which we have implemented in real time. Do you know how exactly you need to integrate Ansible Terraform? Yes, we know. We already did one simulation. We have the real-time use case. Each and everything is real-time use case here. Each and everything is even, even for Helm chart. Sorry, even for Terraform. Each and everything is a real-time use case here. Okay, it's not a concept discussion, definition discussion, and leave it. It's a real-time discussion still. That's the thing exactly I want to highlight. Yes, Amit.
Yeah, just thanks for the
Yeah,
explanation. What is the cost for this? I don't know whether I can ask here or not. Just,
What is that? What do you ask? What is that?
what is the cost for this course actually?
All right. No, you just connect with the institute, guys. Okay.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
hi Dennis.
So
Hello.
Dinesh,
Yeah. Hello. Yes. Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think in last of one of the demo I have listened that. You people whether you are going to discuss about the PLG stack, which is Frontal, Loki, Grafana in this course?
Sorry. So Vijay, you're asking the question, right?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, so Vijay, your question is, I'm going whether I'm going to discuss about the Prometheus, Grafana, ELK stack. These things you're asking, right?
No, 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 not PLG stack. That is Frontal, Loki, Grafana in observability.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My observability stack is that one only actually. Okay, which is a
Yeah,
combination of a
that is
Promptail, Loki, Grafana. Okay, Prometheus,
correct.
Prometheus. I will touch it, but the Promptail is the latest which you need to think about. Okay. Yeah.
Correct. That is what I think in last video you have
No, no,
mentioned.
don't worry on that because if I say Prometheus, I will look for market trendy architecture only. Yeah, don't. Okay, I'll discuss that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you
thanks.
can take a note of that. You can take a note of that, and you can rise during our discussions also. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Any
Thanks.
other
Thanks.
any other question? Yeah, no worries. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Any other question, team?
Yeah, Dinesh, this is Naim here. Are you able to hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear
See,
you.
Dinesh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm working in a multinational company in a storage domain, enterprise storage. So now I'm planning to move to the cloud environment. So maybe Azure, AWS, DB. So just I want to know, after 1 hour theory class, do we give any, I mean, do you have any environment where we can practice what you are telling to
Yeah.
become familiarized?
Sure, sure. Okay, so Naeem, firstly, guys, I think just answering here, our discussions are mostly hands-on. Okay, hands-on. For example, our sessions will be some 20-30% only theory discussion I will make, and rest 60-70 we are going to discuss with the real-time use cases implementations. Okay, pure hands-on. Okay, trust me on this. And after this one, after the session, I'll just give you homework to simulate the same thing in your environment. But Visualpath, as far as I know, Visualpath is not providing any environment for you for practice. You need to just provision your own free trial account and you need to give a round of practice. And even for me also, I'll use my licensed one, generally Azure subscription, which is licensed, which I'm going to use. I'll get a monthly bill of some 30 US dollar. That's where exactly I will plan and for the demos because I need to teach the real-time cases for you, right? So to teach that, I need to provision the real-time resources and simulations. That's where exactly I'll also get some charge as part of this process. But I'm ready for that actually. I'm ready for that because I need to get the best out of the real time projects or discussions. But if you think the free trial is over after some time, if you still want to practice, but I can teach you how you can make sure your bill as much as low. I can teach the technique. Okay. But I don't think so. Visual Path is providing any environment for you guys. I don't think so.
Okay. So generally, how much time do you expect we need to practice per day after your theory class to get perfect? Because I need that
1 hour is fine.
around 2 hours, 1 hour
No, no,
practical, one
1 hour
hour
is fine.
theory.
1 hour is fine.
1 hour.
I'll make discussion for 1 hour. You can practice for 1 hour. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Sir, sir, sorry. One
And what
question
will
is,
be the
I might.
yes.
Namesh. Yeah, go ahead, Namesh.
I just wanted to ask that what will be the time?
I mean, batch timings you're asking, right,
Yeah,
Namesh?
back time. Yes.
Um, yeah, I believe I'm just thinking, okay, to be frank, I just want to take some voting also here. I'm very much comfortable in taking the evening 8 p.m. IST. So that slot is completely comfortable, but based upon the student demand here, I'm okay to consider your any early morning slot as well, which is a 7 a.m. IST, 7 a.m. IST also. Uh, I mean, I just want to understand your voting here, okay? No, not weekends actually, not weekends. I think it's a weekday sessions, guys. Okay, it's a weekday sessions, not weekend sessions. It's a weekday sessions. Okay, either 8 p.m. IST or 7 a.m. IST. Okay, early in the morning 7 a.m. or evening 8 p.m. I just want to take the voting also for this one, which is really good for you guys. Maybe I think I'm just asking. Okay, 7 a.m. is okay. If anyone, I think how many of you are okay for the 7 a.m. You just type 7 a.m. in the chat box. Just type 7 a.m. in the chat box. If 7 a.m. is really good for you, just type 7 a.m. Just type 7 a.m. That's enough for me. I can understand. Even I also understand from the institute as the most of the crowd is asking 7 a.m. That the thing actually I understand. Yeah. Oh my God. A lot around 7 a.m. Okay.
So
Okay.
Dinesh, actually, as per our shift, 7 a.m. is I think is good. We are working on the 24 by 7 shift, right? So night shift and morning shift. Then I think 7 to 8 hour, 8 or 8:15 like this. That time it will be
Uh,
good for us, I think so. For everyone, I think so.
okay. No.
Whoever
Okay.
working
Fine.
the
Okay.
project.
Okay. No worries, guys. No worries. All right. So let's stick to yeah, yeah. Let's stick to the same slot, which is 7 a.m. in the morning from Tuesday onwards. Okay. I will inform the institute. Do not join on Monday. From Tuesday onwards, 7 a.m. we can start our batch. Okay. We can start our batch. That's a real part which we are going to start. Yeah. Any other
Dinesh, one
any
more
other
question
question?
is there. Dinesh, one more question is there. That is from your organization. I'm not sure, but I need your all record section after this course, and it will
They will
be
say,
means lifetime. It will not be in the
yeah,
6 month, 4 months after that. When after 6 months or so, I need to go through this video. Then it will be not there in that class. That I don't want.
actually,
That type of a commitment I need to require actually, Dinesh.
I think generally because what I know from the Visualpath, they'll share the recording. I think it's a lifetime as far as I know. Okay, as far as I know, but you can double check with the Visualpath ones. So are they here? Just I want to check. Is Visualpath here? No, right? No, they are not here. Okay. Okay. So I think I think yeah, as far as I know, I think they will give lifetime only. If they're not giving lifetime, let me know lah. No worries. I'll give. You don't worry on that. Okay. Because I'm always
So
have my
sometimes what
person.
happen is 7 to 8. That time also we have also many handout session and any most critical activity that time also there. That's why if I'm not go through the your
Don't worry.
means
Don't
current
worry.
session, then I'll
Guys,
go through the videos.
no worries. No, I'll be there in your WhatsApp group also. Okay. I'm always comfortable to be interact with you guys. Okay. But the time to time only. Maybe I may not reply you all the time. But if you have any query, if you post in the group, other guys, because most of the guys, if already practiced, I can see a lot of guys, my previous batches also, they're already sharp when I discuss a session, they'll practice immediately and they will help other guys also in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So let's make such a friendly environment and let's address all the queries or concerns or the issues whatever you guys are facing. And if you're still facing any issue also, you can message me personally. Okay, not an issue. Okay, you can call me also. Nothing will happen. Nothing wrong in that. You don't worry on that areas. Okay.
So Dinesh, can you please add me my number in your WhatsApp group so that it will be make
Actually,
easy to
these
interact
guys.
more things.
Yeah. So, Biswajit, I believe Visual Path will form that chat group. Okay, and they will add me
Okay,
also. Yeah, I think they
okay.
are that means they will add all of us, and you can connect me over the number also if you are really want to address something. Okay, personally, not an issue.
So
Okay.
so can you please ping here in your phone number?
Here I cannot. Sorry, here I cannot. But they will add me in the WhatsApp. Okay, you can get that because I just want to make sure because they just gave the terms like that for me. Okay, that's only the thing. I think they will add.
Okay.
They'll form the batch and they will add me there. Okay.
Yes, Dinesh, that's good. Great. Sir, one more thing, Dinesh. I want the Azure cloud environment. I need the Azure solution architect that also I need to want. But before that, whatever the content from Azure, very zero to hero like this, as per your information, then I need to cover all the things. I think so. Am I right?
You will definitely cover. um, You will definitely cover as a solution architect point of view, basically, because we are going to
Okay.
simulate one end-to-end real-time project. Okay. That's where we will behave as a solution architect. We will praise the solution. We will make sure the security and all, right? Basically, you will get an exposure on that project. Such a big project it is. Okay?
Okay. Because same AWS and Azure both we are working in the different project. So I need to more clarification of the Azure side also. Okay.
Okay. Once- Arjun is asking me an interesting question. Do you suggest moving from cybersecurity to DevSecOps? Are there I believe Arjun, are you from cybersecurity? Arjun, is there? Arjun, you can talk, Arjun. Are they interrelated? Need your suggestion, please. I'm unable to hear you, Arjun. Actually, I don't know whether you're talking or not, but I don't know. I'm unable to hear you. Suggesting from cybersecurity to DevSecOps because you're already a strong security guy, right? You're already a strong security guy. DevOps, especially security in DevOps, is a cakewalk for you. That not at all an issue for you, but you should understand DevOps only because security in DevOps you will understand very easily. But the DevOps is the one which you should think about. It's not interrelated, but the cybersecurity concepts, security in DevOps is a subset of cybersecurity. I can say that. Okay, we don't need to understand complete cybersecurity for DevSecOps, but we should understand few concepts in cybersecurity. That's the thing I can say, Arjun. Okay, no worries, Arjun. Yeah, all right.
Dinesh, Amit,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
Dinesh.
sorry, Amit.
So for all the tools and the technologies in the DevOps, which programming language or OOPS concept or programming or scripting is using here? Just I want to be know all tools and cloud as well.
No, it's not like one particular programming language, right, Amit? So it is not like a see for Kubernetes, Helm chart, you will use YAML. For Terraform, you will use HCL. And Ansible, you will use Ansible scripting. Right. So different things are here. There is no common language here, right? I mean, correct. We'll go through these things when we are discussing about the concept. Example, let's take an example, Kubernetes YAML you will use, which we are going to simulate all the YAMLs, especially because we are going to cover a lot of concepts in Kubernetes. Those concepts are more than enough to make you more familiar with YAMLs, right? And when we do the CKA certifications, those certifications also, you should understand the technique how to write the command. How to write the command you should understand. Otherwise, you cannot pass that exam. Those things also will come across. You you no need to write the ML every time. You can use command to create the ML. That techniques will be there in that exam, right? Yeah. I submit.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
No worries. Yeah.
Dinesh, Dinesh, here. Can you please?
Dinesh, is there any provisioning is there for cloud
One,
security? Means
one second, Biswajit, 1 second.
okay,
Let's give a chance for Sekti. Yes, Sekti.
okay.
Yeah, Dinesh, I'd like to know what are the things you are going to cover. Like, are you going to cover like solution architect, DevOps,
Oh,
fundamentals, and
certifications. Bro. You're asking? The
uh,
certifications are fields. Fields.
no fields. I would like
Okay.
to,
Field
yeah,
is, you're absolutely fine. Field is DevOps, Azure, AWS, GCP, and also security. Along with that, automated deployments, complete automated deployments with the help of Argo CD and the Helm chart. That's a trendy one. And automation area, especially infra provisioning, Terraform, and config management, and so on. These are the potential areas which you will be covered. And one advantage is we are going to simulate one real-time project, right? Some architecture which I showed. That architecture will give you solid understanding on how you can connect components like load balancer, security group, event hubs, Apache Kafkas, databases, logging monitorings, all these, and also application gateway, ingress controllers, NGINX, and DNS and certificate, SSLs. That architecture will give you complete understanding on a full project. That's another interesting area which is much required for you, which is a some solutionatic point of view. You will be covered. Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Dinesh, hello.
Yes, Mr. Jit.
So Dinesh, is there any provisioning or do you have any that type of some description you have to providing to us like cloud security? Nowadays, market also going to the cloud security also.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I mentioned right, so Biswajit, I'm going to simulate one open source one, which is a cloud armor, which I'm just
Hmm.
thinking if we are implementing currently. I'll bring that
Okay.
one, not promising. I'll bring that one and I'll simulate that one how that works, especially as part of your security, Biswajit. Okay. Yeah, that is what exactly I'm thinking to bring that one, Biswajit. Okay.
Okay. Then good.
Yeah, but no licensed one. Huh? I don't want to discuss any licensed one also because if I discuss licensed ones which you cannot use in real time, your customer may use some different one, right? But if I
Okay.
simulate the open source one, you can give a practice from your end as well. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And one more thing, Dinesh, here online course is there. Means, do you have any arranged the offline course or what?
Sorry, what is that? What is the course you just mentioned?
No, no, no. You are conducting the online course
Oh,
coming
it's online
Tuesday only.
Yeah, yeah, it's online only, Vishwit. Yeah, you're
Okay.
asking
Okay. Do you
about
have
online.
yes? Do you want means do you starting the course in offline also as well?
No, no, Vishwit. No, I'm sitting in Singapore. I cannot. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Then good.
yeah,
Yeah. Thanks.
yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Nish, Ibrahim here.
it's
Quick
a bit.
question.
Yeah, yeah.
So when we are doing all the real-time projects in any of the clouds, will you help us set up the cloud for doing all the real-time projects?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I will simulate that architecture
Mm-hmm.
from first component. What are the components I listed right in the PowerPoint right there? So, okay, I'm just showing you one example. For example, let's consider this particular. This is an end-to-end Kubernetes project. Okay, to simulate this one, I need to provision each and everything here, right? Same what I'm asking you guys also. Once I did, you also please do the same thing. For example, today if we discuss virtual private cloud, VPC, subnet, and types of subnet and security group, first four concepts. You also please be ready with this architecture. And next day we may discuss these two, next three, something like this. You also please be ready with the next three for the next 3 days practice. You got it? Just travel with me. Then ultimately you will see this architecture end of the day, which you need to simulate as well as a client. You should be able to get the response or not. Got it right?
Well, thank you again. Also, will you help us in installing the tools or all the tools that's
Yeah,
required?
I will show you actually, guys. Don't worry on the hands-on practice, okay? Because generally, how that works, if I show you today, if I show you today in front of my screen, I will ask you to do the same thing by referring the recording, okay? If you guys are still unable to achieve that one, next day morning, first 10-15 minutes we'll spend on that, okay? We'll try to solve if anyone has any blockers, any issues, then only we'll continue, okay? So it's a good chance only will be given for you to sort out your blockers. It's not like you will be ignored. You will be covered with each and every blocker if you guys are facing. Okay, that is really good, right? If 20 people are in the session, 20 people cannot be succeeded in the first attempt. They may have some different issue which you are not getting, which you are not aware also. If we discuss that one in the session, it will be benefit for others also. So that's another interesting view here. Okay. In Jenkins Groovy also covered. Yes, these Jenkins Groovy will be covered. I showed one architecture right here, guys. Okay, so this particular part, okay, this particular one architecture which I placed here, this one, which we are going to write the Groovy script only, especially to deploy to different kind of virtual machines, AKS and the ECS. I'll try for any GCP one, not promising. We can make a deployment to the environments. We can simulate that one, guys. Okay. Any other guys? Hope I answered all the questions, whatever you guys have. Okay. I believe that's fine. When they cover the health of Kubernetes certification, I will train you guys for sure, Manish, okay? I will train you guys because I'm interested to train this, okay? I'm interested to train. I will train you what exactly the inputs required for your Kubernetes certification because learning Kubernetes is different, attending the exam is different. Okay? Both are not same. Both are not same. Because you may think you know Kubernetes really well, but when you go for the exam, you will be failed. Because that the technique is different actually. You should understand the most CLI commands. You should be very strong in that. I will definitely train you guys. One session is enough for me to train you guys. Okay, on the Kubernetes certification questions. Okay, no worries. All right, guys. Okay, that's
Dinesh,
all.
last questions from my side. If you don't mind, can you provide your introduction, please?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's very good one, man, Biswajit. Okay. Okay, so guys, okay, myself Dinesh Reddy JT, basically from India only. The past 7 years, I've been working in Singapore. I have total 12 years of experience in various domains. Various domains. Those are automation, performance engineering, the cloud, on-premises, Azure, AWS, and GCP, and the tools, whatever you already know from the presentation. I no need to tell each and every tool. And I have a strong skill set, especially in bringing up a new technology, especially to the team, even in my current company also. A strong skill set to just adopt a new technology and try to implement that one within some 7 to 10 days, less than a sprint. I can give one of the example I can give recently we implemented, which is Playwright. Playwright. Playwright is a tool. Playwright. Okay, I'm just giving one thing in the chat box. You may think little surprised by seeing this one. What is this one again? Right? So this is one of the test automation tool which is going around in the market. Oh, most of the crowd already knows Selenium, right? Might have heard about Selenium, right? That Selenium is there in the market for the past 10 to 15 years, is acting as a market leader as open source. For testers, I'm talking about. Guys, one more thing I want to highlight. When I'm talking about a testers, don't think like, hey, I'm a DevOps engineer. Dinesh, why are you discussing about a tester playwright? No. You should have an idea on this because this is an automation. This is an automation. What is a DevOps engineer job? DevOps engineer job is to just make the process very smooth and just making sure of making use of some tools and just deliver that particular product as soon as possible or ship the product to the production, right? Without having any issues. For that, you may use a lot number of tools as part of your DevOps process. That's one of the tool is Playwright. Earlier, Selenium was there. Now market is moving around Playwright. This is one of the automation tool. We implemented Playwright with JavaScript, Playwright with JavaScript in 10 days in our current project. And I have trained the testers also in Playwright with JavaScript. We implemented the framework. Now testers are using that one. Just for me, 3 4 days are enough to train you guys on Playwright as well. But it depends upon the demand. Okay, depends upon the demand. Our course is multi-tenant DevSecOps project with automation. Okay, if really time permits, I'll give this Playwright tool also for you. Okay, this is also really important, guys. You know, one thing I want to highlight one thing to you guys. When you present your resume, if you go with just today, you are going to make your resume a little different. The guys who are learning only DevOps, they may keep some Jenkins specific DevOps or Azure DevOps or AWS DevOps or GCP DevOps. But your resume is different. You have Jenkins, you have Azure, you have AWS, you have GCP. That's really cool. You are already making some difference when compared with others. If you still want to make some more difference, you should add tools like this. Playwright, Selenium, JMeter. Why, Dinesh, why are you talking about test automation, the performance engineering tools? In market, Selenium test automation, especially JMeter, to cover these things, candidates are there in the company. Specific role, it's a specific role. But to go to the next level, guys, for you, what is your next level? Today, you are a DevOps engineer. What is your next level? Maybe DevOps architect. What is your next level? Yes, you want to become as a solution architect. What is your next level? Yes, I want to go for a manager. Yes, what is your next level? Yes, you want to go to the next level as some CTO or whatever if it is a startup or if it is a some kind of bank, you go to some VP or AVPs, right? These are your levels. But what exactly I'm highlighting here, when you are going to the next level in your career, you should cover more. Your scope should be bigger. If you say, no, I know only DevOps, you cannot go or you cannot become as a technical lead. You cannot become as a manager. That is impossible. you should add along with the DevOps. I can cover security, I can cover multi-cloud, I can cover testing, I can cover test plan, I can cover player at Selenium, I can cover some performance engineering, I can cover that one, this one. You should extend your hands in this way, guys. This is some sort of mentoring the career guidance for you guys. Okay, we are deviating a bit. We no need to look into this one. Okay, but which you can track new technologies changes. Okay, is there any blogs on site that you can suggest for DevOps in the cloud which you can track for the new technologies changes? To be frank, actually, Hemant, I think I don't know full name of you. I think I have my own blog which I'm going to share with you. Okay, you can follow my blog, which I'm going to write all new trendy technologies only. I have the habit of writing blogs also, and you can go through that one comfortably. Okay, you can see that, and you can find a lot more in the market. Okay, you can find a lot more in the market. I'm not saying that I'm the only one. You can find a lot more also, guys. Okay, don't wait. You can find a lot. Okay, I can share my blog. You can take a look because most probably I will cover even I cover the playwright also as part of that particular blog. Okay, you just need to go through the blog and you need to implement. So that's all. So always you need, that's what exactly my potential skill, especially adopting the latest trendy things and implementing that one in our DevSecOps model or our process improvisations. These are the exactly the things along with me, my skill set as well, team. If you think some skill set is still needed for you guys where you are seeing some gap, please let me know. We'll try to extend some bonus lectures, some add-ons, and we'll cover that. Okay. You no need to pay anything for the institute for such things. Okay. Don't worry on that. All right. Any other question, guys?
No, thanks. Yes, promise.
All right. Okay, guys. Okay. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time on Saturday. I think see you all on Monday at 7 a.m. IST. Yeah. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Dinesh, on Tuesday, right? Not on Monday.
Yeah. Tuesday. It's on Tuesday, guys. It's on Tuesday. Okay.